This is the Nefesh HaChaim. Unbelievable. Amar Chasuv, it says in Mishlei, Eitz Chaim Hilam Akazikim Bai. The Torah is a tree of life that you have to grab on it. This is unbelievable. Kisarak Adam Likbo Belibo. A man has to fix in his heart. V'Adam Libadato, he has to imagine. Ki ilu haya toveo banacho shotef. Like a guy is drowning in a raging river, right? V'roi lefaniv banar ilan chazak. And he sees a tree. A guy is drowning in a raging river and the water is flowing. And then he sees a tree. He finally grabs onto that tree, okay? And the water's coming. Surely if the water's raging, the guy is going to try to grab onto that tree with all of his strength. V'lo yirpei, and he's not going to weaken his hands. I feel it for a second, right? Because he knows if he lets go of that tree, it's all over. Me pesivi elov yavin. Who's a fool who doesn't understand this? If he loses 1 second, he's going to get lost. What's that? That's the mashal. What's the nimshal? Ki haTorah hakadosha nikras eitz chaim. The Torah is called the tree of life. It's a tree that you live by. Sharak oto ha'etz adam achuz ba'ava. So only when a person's grabbing onto it and with love, va'oseg, and he's working in it. The kavias in a fixed way. He shows up from 9 to 1, and in the afternoon, not basically a Talmid Chacham never stops learning. Here's what he's going to say. But as hu chay a chaim amiti alone. When a person's osek in Torah, he has chaim. When you're thinking and learning, when these thoughts are going through your mind, when you're osek in them, you're really trying in the sugya, and it's taking up your entire being. That's called chaim. At that point, he's getting life. Second, why? At that point, he's connecting to the higher worlds, the higher life. It's like he's connected with Hashem, because the Torah and God are one. You want to be spiritual? This is how you do it. This is the formula. You want to be spiritual? How am I going to be spiritual? The answer is learning Torah, thinking about Torah, osik in Torah, talking to your friends in Torah, on the bus in Torah, on the telephone in Torah, osik in Torah. That's chaim. That's chayolam. V'im chas v'shalom. And if a person deserts this, what happens? And he doesn't fix times for learning. He's floating around. V'yasek behevo alone. And he goes around and he gets involved with the world, with the nonsense of the world and its pleasures. He's disconnected himself from life. It's like he drowned himself b'mezid. The life is like a raging river. You got bills and kids and wives and all kinds of things out there. It's pulling you. But if you let go of the Torah, it's like you let yourself drown. It's like you let yourself drown. It's an unbelievable thing. This is when a person's osek the Torah. That's life. If we want to know what's going on, all the problems that are happening in the world now, it's because of this. We're not osek in Torah the way we're supposed to be. The problems with the Sfardim and Ashkenazim, the problem with all these different things that's going on, the Iranians, what's happening? What is osek in Torah? We're not being osek in Torah the way we're supposed to be. That is real spirituality. We want life. What do you mean? We want life force. The force of life comes into this world by us being osek in Torah. Osek in Torah means thinking about it 24/7. I just want to bring this famous story. I'm bringing a lot of famous things tonight, but the famous things are good also, you know. Rebbe Yeshiva told this story. Who did he tell about? About Rev Shach and the Brisker Rav. So the Brisker Rav, Rev Shach was like a Ben Bayit in the house of the Brisker Rav. Rev Shach had a kasha on the Rambam, and he told the Brisker Rav this kasha. And they worked out a little bit, and then he went home. Then late in the night, in the middle of the night, the Brisker Rav tells one of his sons, go to Rev Shach's house and tell him that I got an answer to the kasha. Tell him this answer to the kasha. The son says, listen, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. He says, don't worry, Rev Shach's awake. Don't worry, Rev Shach's awake. I'm sure he's awake. So he says, but then his son says, but maybe Rev Shach found the answer already. He went to sleep. He says, listen, if Rev Shach found the answer, he would have sent somebody over to me to tell me that he found the answer. He wouldn't just go to sleep. Of course he would tell me. That's what I mean, osek in Torah. You understand? These people were osek in Torah. We don't have examples of these people anymore. That's our problem. We don't have examples of these people. But if you read the stories, at least we can get a glimpse of what it was. It was osek in Torah. It was their life. It was everything. That's what it means that a person is the mace ba'ohel. The Torah is only Makayim and someone who dies in the ohel. It has to be 24/7. If we want brachas, we want spirituality, we want to grow, you have to be osek in Torah. It's not a part-time job. it's a beautiful thing, and when a person starts to do it, he starts to taste the sweetness. We wonder why we don't feel. You know, my Rebbe used to say, you want to put 5 cents in the Coke machine and get out 3 Cokes, 4 Cokes. It doesn't work that way. Whatever you put in, that's what you get out. If you put more in, you're going to get more out. But not only that, but the whole bracha of the whole world is dependent on us. What's going on in the world today is because we need to be osek in Torah. We need to be talking to our friends. And the way to do it is b'derech be'iyun. You have to learn be'iyun. When you learn be'iyun, you talk to your friend, you have a kasha, you're osek in Torah. That's what Torah is about. It's not a part-time job. It's not like, oh, I learned some halachas and go home. That's not what it is. If we want the brachas, we have to be osek in Torah. Good Shabbos.